going on, guys? Jeff back in the video. Today I want to talk to you about a figure I just recently got. I was pretty excited to get him. He's my Mego Ultraman figure. For those of you who aren't familiar with Ultraman, it's a Japanese TV series. It spanned many years. He's had many different versions of himself. It's one of the coolest things to come out of Japan, in my opinion. Actually, Netflix just recently did a cool Ultraman cartoon, which I really highly recommend. Marvel Comics also has the license for the classic Ultraman comics. I've got the first few issues. It's okay, but that's my opinion. Anyways, when this figure was first announced, Mego said it was going to be available at Walmart. If any of you guys are familiar with Walmart's toy aisle, it's a dumpster fire. Walmart itself with toys, dumpster fire. But I found this guy on Amazon, paid a few more dollars in MSRP for him. I didn't get scalped by a lot of the dudes on eBay and some of the other sites who are charging 30 and 40 bucks. I think I got him for around $21 shipped, and I was pretty happy about that. So we're going to go back to the shop, just do a real quick review of him, and I'll share with you my Ultraman figure. Alright guys, here is my Mego Ultraman. For those of you guys who aren't familiar with Ultraman, it was a 1960s Japanese sci-fi television series. Probably one of the first really cool series to come out of Japan, actually. The series basically centered around a guy named Shin Hayata, whose alter ego was Ultraman. He's a member of this organization called the Science Patrol. And he transformed into Ultraman to basically fight giant monsters, kind of like kaiju in the later Japanese TV series. I first discovered Ultraman when I was a kid in the 80s. I believe on VHS. It was subtitled. I fell in love with it. Before Ultraman, I was familiar with another character from the Godzilla TV series called Jet Jaguar. And I always got the two mixed up when I was little. But later on, as I got older and started to do more research, I became more familiar with Ultraman and watched a lot of the VHS. And like I said in the intro video, there's a Marvel comic out right now, which I think it kind of sucks. But, you know, check it out for yourself and see what you think. And there's also a brand new Ultraman series on Netflix, which is really good. So those are the two items of Ultraman that are out right now, on top of this cool Mego figure, which I discovered on Mego's Instagram site. The figure itself stands about 8 inches tall, a typical Mego size figure, and it's nicely made. He comes with this jumpsuit, which has a metallic, I believe it's a metallic paint, or a metallic painted fabric, and then it has the red fabric that's been painted. It's probably like a screen print, I would imagine. And his power jewel in the center of his chest is glued. The boots, I believe, are actually molded in this silver color. I haven't taken them off, but I kind of looked on the inside, and it looks like they've been molded into that silver color. The head's a really nice paint deco, and the hands, I believe, are painted as well. But I could be wrong. It could be molded in that plastic too. I haven't really looked at him close enough because, you know, the weird thing is I got this figure in March, and I was having a pretty bad month with things breaking, so I didn't want to take the chance of breaking him by some stroke of bad luck. But the figure is 14 points of articulation, like most standard Mego figures. It's very nice and well done. Joints are tight. He has some good flexibility. Now, I wouldn't mess with him too much because I'm not sure, since the suit's been kind of painted, how well the suit would take a lot of work, or a lot of action with the figure. I like the figure quite a bit. There's a few things that are odd about it, though. The jumpsuit Velcro is weird. It's got almost like a fin style Velcro. So instead of having like a lap joint Velcro, it's this fin style that folds over. I thought that was kind of odd to do it that way, but I don't know. Maybe I'm the odd person for thinking it's odd. Other than that, the figure itself is a pretty cool figure. It's a very basic and simple figure. I actually enjoy it. I think it's a cool figure to have. It stands pretty well. I've noticed with a lot of the new Mego figures that they tend to kind of want to sit back on their heels, but I can adjust that as best I can. If you're an Ultraman fan, I definitely think this is worth having for your collection. To give you a little perspective on this, this is my 1990s, early 90s Bandai Ultraman that I got at KB Toys. This was the first Ultraman figure I ever got. I plan on doing a review of him and the monsters he fights at some point in time. But you can see there's a distinct, obviously detailed difference. The blow mold plastic with this figure is pretty simple, very, very indicative of Japanese figures at the time, the early 90s. I have several Bandai Godzillas from that time I bought from a place called Club Daikaiju. But these are two cool figures. You can see a similarity between the two, but this Mego Ultraman, I'm very excited to have. This is the second Ultraman figure that I have, and probably the only one I'm going to get. I would like to get the ultra posable, I think, Metacom Ultraman figure from the Netflix series, but those are pretty expensive, and I don't really want to spend like 70 to 80 bucks on like a 6-inch figure that's super articulated. It's just really not something I want to do. But if you're a fan of Mego figures, this is definitely one to get, especially if you're a fan of the Japanese monster series, sci-fi monster series like Ultraman, and later on, you know, the series that sparked the Power Rangers and Sentai Samurai, Cyber Squad, and Kamen Rider, and a lot of these other really cool Japanese live-action series that came. And I mean, we can all agree one of the coolest things to come out of Japan was the Spider-Man series that they did. I was kind of hoping Mego would release that figure at some point in time because I think that's a cool version of Spider-Man. So, all that being said, I really enjoy the figure. If you're a Mego fan or an Ultraman fan, definitely try to pick it up. I got it for about $3 to $4 over retail on Amazon, but it was free shipping, so if you think about it, it all kind of equals out. I haven't seen these in stores. They're supposed to be available at Walmart and Target, but let's be honest, those guys aren't getting anything right now, and it's kind of a he said, she said fight between the toy companies and those retailers. So if you want it, I think they're still available. So yeah, it's a great figure. That's about all I really have to say about it. I'm excited to put it in my collection. It's probably going to go to my office and sit with all the other figures that are sitting there lonely at night while I'm home during this pandemic. So this is it, guys, my Mego Ultraman figure. Like and subscribe to the page, share the videos, definitely leave comments. I enjoy all the feedback. I hope you guys are doing great out there. Cheers.